Hi there, friends. I'm Jamie, the Crunchy Hippie Mama. I'm relatively new to YouTube, but I've been encouraged by all my friends and even strangers on the internet to start sharing the myriad of advice, I guess it would be, that I use in my daily life. So, just a little bit about us. What is Crunchy Hippie Mama? Well, the crunchy part is because we try to live a natural, organic, as close to nature life as possible in a modern world. We do not live on a farm at this stage of life, so we are keeping a small urban homestead, which means yes, we have chickens. Yes, we might grow some of our own food. We're still working on that because we're new to this property. We do things like grow things indoors, like sprouts and cultures and other items. We are also pretty big preppers. Now, maybe I say we, it's probably more me, a little bit of that proverbial we. Hubby, or Mr. Crunchy Hippie, just kind of comes along for the ride. He's quite supportive of all my wild ideas. So, crunchy means organic, close to earth, non toxic living, as natural as we can be in this modern world, trying to detox our homes, our lives, our families, our bodies, and help protect our earth while we're doing it. Those things do go hand in hand. The hippie part comes in a little bit more of protecting the earth portion, I suppose. I don't know. It was just a term we went with. So there we are. Crunchy Hippie Mama, Prepper Mama, whatever you want to call me. I'm glad you're here with me today. Hey, so friends, today we're going to make some milk kefir. I have not had kefir going since we moved from Oregon to Pennsylvania, which has been 2.5 years now. I've been a total slacker while we got situated and set up our home here. So recently, one of the other moms in one of my natural living groups had some kefir grains that she offered to me, and I went and picked them up, and so we're going to get our batch going. Now, I first started making kefir or kefir, however you say it. We always mispronounce it. I started making it originally, I don't know, 17-ish years ago when I first got involved with Nourishing Traditions and the Weston A. Price Foundation and learning about nourishing foods and traditional ways of preparing foods for our bodies. My children used to have kefir smoothies on the regular. We always had a batch going on our counter. It was just a normal part of our life. Now, like I said, since the move, I just haven't restarted it. And why? I don't know. Because it is the most simple, basic ferment that you possibly could do. It is a great starter ferment for anybody interested in introducing some better gut health, healthy probiotics into their bodies. So let me show you today how simple this is, and you can also get some going at your house and start nourishing your family's bodies. Okay, so these are my kefir or kefir grains. Let's see. When I brought them home yesterday, I just added a tiny bit of milk and put them in the fridge because I wanted to wait till today to get them started. And they immediately started working on it and getting it kind of bulked up. Now I'm going to go ahead and strain it so that you can see a little bit more about the grain itself. I'm using a wire mesh strainer. Now some people say avoid metal with them. Most of us that have been doing this for a long time have never ever had an issue. So there might be some scientific basis for it, but in real life practicality, I don't think it's a big deal. I also tend to do things like I think that my great great grandma might have done things before the advent of, things like the internet and everybody's opinion flying all over and proper protocols, etc. So we're just going to go with it. I really don't think that my great great grandma would have spent a whole lot of time pondering, should I strain this with metal or not? Okay, so I'm only straining that because they came in a little bit of milk and then I added a little bit more milk, and so I wanted to go ahead and just strain it off and start kind of fresh. But you can see the grains here, they look kind of like gummy bears. They're kind of plump and they feel like jelly. They're really cool. Okay, so this is plenty. This is probably 2 tablespoons of grains, and really you need less than a tablespoon to do 1 quart of kefir. So all we're going to do is take these lovely little happy grains. We're going to plop them into our new jar. And I might reserve the little bit of residue in here and these little bit and try to get another batch going at the same time. But that's for another day. Okay, so here's our happy little grains in there. And I'm just going to simply fill them with, this is our local raw A2 milk from an Amish farm. They only have 1 cow, and then their neighbor now who has 2 cows are also contributing to the same stash that we all pick up from, because there's so many of us now coming after their delicious milk. She is one of the smartest young Amish women I have had the opportunity to chat with. She's really knowledgeable in nourishing foods, traditional way of doing things, growing and preserving your own food. You know, they keep their cow on pasture and they only supplement with grass hay if they have to in the winter, not with things like corn or silage. They have proper milking protocols. They chill it immediately and they keep it in an iced water bath refrigerator for pickup so it stays nice and fresh and we don't have to worry about any bad bacteria taking over. Now, there's all this hoopla over raw milk, and we do not prescribe to that. But that is probably for another video, or I'll just get on a bandwagon today. So we're going to fill this up. We don't need to leave a lot of space in here, but I am going to just fill it to about the top line, the 24-ounce line, just because it's our first batch in a while. And I don't want to make more than what my kids will consume in a couple of days. Now, I know that my older daughters, my 19 and 21-year-old, they love this stuff, and they will probably jump right into making smoothies again now that I'm going to have it going. So all I'm going to do, you can see a little bit of the fat globules from the real milk and the kefir grains. My daughter wants to see. She's here checking it out. This is homeschool science today, friends. Okay, and so we want to cover it just to keep stuff out of it and let air circulate. So I'm just going to use a coffee filter today. There's a myriad of things you could use, a little piece of cloth, some cheesecloth, you know, whatever makes you happy. This is what I had on hand today because, like I said, I'm out of the practice of making my kefir. Okay, so it's on. It's happy. We're going to let it sit until tomorrow morning, so about 24 hours, and we're going to check it and make sure that it's soured enough. It should taste almost like a liquid yogurt. It'll be thicker than milk, but not as thick as yogurt. It's not a spoonable. It's definitely a drink. Typically, you will go somewhere between 12 and 48 hours to let these ferment. It just really depends on how warm your kitchen is. And right now it's February. It's not very warm here in central Pennsylvania. In our house, you know, it probably sits around 68 during the day, but it might drop down during the night times. So we'll see how it's doing tomorrow, and we'll go from there. Well, friends, that is how you make milk kefir. Super easy, simple, basic. It takes you, 2 minutes maybe to set it up on your counter, and you just let it wait for 24 hours, 48 hours, check it, and then enjoy. Start your new batch almost immediately. It is not a time-consuming process. This is one of the best ways to get natural, healthy probiotics into your bodies, both your children and yourself. Super nutritious. And if you don't have access to local raw milk, because we do know that some areas are still kind of weird about that, and you have to use store-bought milk. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Buy the highest quality store-bought milk you can get access to. Preferably a low temp pasteurization, the lowest heat you can get, and non-homogenized. That would mean cream on top. Now, I know places like Organic Valley do sell a cream on top milk, and that I believe is available cross country because we can find it in Oregon and we can find it all the way over here on the East Coast as well. Okay, so if you have to get store-bought milk, look for low heat pasteurization, non-homogenized cream on top milk. Okay. And then if you turn that milk into kefir or yogurt or other cultured items, you are then filling it back up with healthy teeming bacteria that your body needs that the pasteurization process has killed off. Okay, so that is one way to help your family gain more nutritional benefit, even if you have to use store-bought milk. If you're looking for where do I find real raw milk in my area, you can go to www.realmilk.com, plug in your area, and take a look at what's available around you. They'll let you know what your laws are, how you can obtain fresh milk. Sometimes it's milk labeled for animal consumption because your state may not allow it to be sold as a human product. Just know your farmer. Make sure that it is treated properly, gathered properly, the cow is clean, that they're fed the proper diet, and that you feel comfortable with that dairy. Farmers have been doing this for centuries, way before there was pasteurization. And I will share in another video, if you'd like me to, let me know, about why store-bought pasteurized milk is a fraud, why we do not need it, and why it's actually detrimental to our health. Okay, friends, that's it for me today. Blessings upon your day, and stay prepared.